1965 Honda RA272 Formula One race car in VR. Hello everybody and welcome to OpaFed Gaming. I am the OpaFed. Today we're driving a 1965 Honda RA272 and we're driving it in a special event called the Honda RA272 One-Make, meaning all the cars in the race today are the same. We're driving it at the Watkins Glen Long Course. We're doing 5 laps. We started 12th of 12 cars and we started with a rolling start. Now this Honda Formula One car is one of my most favorite cars to drive. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. I didn't used to like driving these really fast Formula One cars, but for some reason I kept at it. I kept trying and I got a little bit better slowly. I'm not too bad now. I'm not fantastic, but boy, I tell you, the OpaFed fun factor rating is through the roof on this race with this car. It's very, very enjoyable. Lots of power. Handles really well. Really sticks to the track, and it's just a fun car to drive in VR. It's absolutely fantastic. Now we've got 5 laps that we got to do. And they're fairly long, they're fairly decent length, so they're going to take a little while, which is great because that means that the OpaFed gets to drive the car for a little bit longer. First time that I really enjoy driving extra length. I wish it was a 10 lapper, it would be even better. But it's not, it's a 5 lapper, and like I said, they're going to take a decent amount of time to do. The first lap is almost coming to an end. Now, as you well know, the OpaFed doesn't count the cars, especially when he's in a race that he really enjoys, like this one. I do count the laps, however. I keep track of those, and then that way you kind of, you know, with the amount of cars you pass, you can kind of tell whether you're in the front or not. But for this race, it really doesn't matter. The fun in this race with this car is in the racing. Keeping that in mind, we are into our second lap here, and I try to use the full width of the track going from side to side so I can keep my speed up. Do it nice and smooth. Now I do drive with a steering wheel. I would never ever be able to do this with a controller. I didn't race when I was younger with a controller. I never did, and I only been racing recently for a short while. And I have a steering wheel and pedals that I race with, which for me, the immersion with the VR headset and then a set of headphones on just finishes the immersion. You know, it's just fantastic. So as we're going around the corner here, you can see we can slowly catch up to the next guy. And then when the opportunity presents itself, because you don't really have to have any kind of strategy here, when the opportunity presents itself, you pass the car. Now, the one thing that I found a little, not really irritating, but bothersome, I guess, is that when you watch the competition, sometimes they speed away real quick, or they jam on the brakes, or they just move a little erratic, you know. Every once in a while when I used to drive these a while back, I would jump and do the same kind of thing. Now I've learned to ignore that part and just let them go, concentrate on my driving line and stick to that line. And if somebody goes zipping by you, that's okay too. We'll get them back a little bit later. But the one thing that these kinds of races have taught me is patience. Patience helps you win the race, because I used to, when I would race these races, I used to want it to be in the front at the end of the first lap. You know, I had to be leading. And really, when you drive that style, you're just bouncing all over the place and running into cars. And there was, the fun factor had dropped off completely for me. So I started slowing down and being a little bit more strategic in my races, I guess you can call it. And I tell you, the enjoyment of the race itself went up, and I started winning more races. You don't have to win it in the first lap, was what I would tell myself. And you don't, you know. Now here we are in our third lap, and it looks like we've passed all the cars. Now, I don't really believe that. There's no way that we could be in first place already. I don't think we would have passed 11 cars already. So we just gotta, because we don't have a display on and we don't know where we are on the track as far as position is concerned, we just gotta keep ripping. And I do see a car there in front of us. So, you know, we know we're not number one. And being in the third lap, it would be pretty difficult to have passed all those cars already, because those cars all go pretty fast too, just like you do, you know. And in VR, it's just absolutely fantastic. You could almost feel the wind blowing through your hair if you had some, you know, like the OpenFed doesn't. So we just feel the hair breezing by the top of our head, you know, as we're enjoying this race. Now we're coming up pretty close to the end of our third lap already, so we've got 2 laps left to go. And I'm not sure if these 2 cars in front of us are the only ones left. Now we're going to see if we can get by one of them, just so that we can move up into second place if the other guy is the leader for the beginning of our 4th lap. Now this guy, he's a little bit faster, and he makes it a little bit more difficult. Every time we get a little close, he seems to zip away. So we're going to have to just stay on it and keep trying to get closer and closer. I think maybe what the strategy should be is take the 4th lap and get up right behind him, pass him if he goes abnormally slow, but get a little closer with him, and then in the 5th lap we can, you know, try and pass him somewhere if we can get close enough. But I mean, as you can tell, it's pretty hard to pass him when you're this far back behind him. So we just got to try and close that gap a little bit. Cut the corners a little bit shorter, let it just kind of flow out to the outside of the track there, and then cut it back in again. That way you're using the full width of the track and you're slowing down the least amount. So we're getting closer, we're starting to catch him. So this, you know, by the time we get to the end of this lap, we could probably pass him somewhere along here. We could have passed him here, but there again, if you go ripping by him and you get to the end here where you got to turn right, you might overshoot that corner. So there's a better place to pass at the grandstand. We could have tried it here, but the same idea again. You don't want to go ripping by somebody and then not be able to take the turn at the end. So a little patience, just stick behind them. And by the grandstand, you got a nice long straight stretch where it's probably the best place. And if he's the last car, if he's not, then we're in trouble. But if he's the last car, that would be the best place to pass him, right here. That's where you got to open it up. Because you got lots of space, lots of room, and you know, for the corner, the competition, they slow right down. As you can see, he just pulled right back. And you can see him in the rearview mirror, but he's not going to let you go. So you're going to have to push it a little to get ahead of him so that he can't come back and challenge you for the number 1 spot. Because the OpenFed would like to win this race. This is an absolutely fantastic race. I really, really enjoy this one. Fast becoming one of my favorite races is any race, any track in this Honda RA272, because it's such a nice car to drive, you know. And as we're coming around the corner here, we're about halfway through the lap now. Almost, not quite. Hug the corner a little bit. Just let it flow to the other side and then come and bring it back again for this corner. What a nice car to drive, I tell you. Absolutely fantastic. Great graphics again. Nice blue sunny sky. And great control with the car. The handling is just, it blows me away every time I play this game. I really, really enjoy it. These guys have done a magnificent job in this game. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video as well, and if you did, give us a thumbs up. And there's some really good races coming up, so if you don't want to miss out on any of them, think about hitting that subscribe button and staying notified. Because we put up races every day, and we try to get really good ones on, but we know we got some good ones coming. So hope to see you back at OpenFed Gaming again real soon. Until then, you've been racing with the Opafed in a Honda Super Formula car over at the Watkins Glen Long Course.